Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and again, welcome back to the second episode of the day. This is something I generally don't do, but there's a bit of a time crunch that I'm facing at the moment, and I am just excited for some of the things that I want to talk about. So you've already seen my other video that was a hobby journal, and we're bringing you a second hobby journal today. Yes, I know it can be a lot of content in the same day, but this is something that I've wanted to talk about for a while now. And so, I got a really big boost for it a couple days ago when GW posted something. The current Land Raider kit, the Godhammer variant or the Land Raider Phobos variant, the one with the dual last cannons on two sides and the heavy bolter sponson, Pendle, that kit is 25 years old. Games Workshop posted this on Warhammer-Community on Monday evening, and I was absolutely blown away. I could not have imagined that this current version of the tank was that old. I would have said maybe 20, 21 years, but it's 25 years old. 25 years since it's being sold in Games Workshop stores, on the website, at independent retailers, and whatever. We've had this version of the kit for 25 years now, and actually the sprue itself, just give me 1 second. All right, so we're back after the jump. So this is a sprue from a Land Raider kit. I know it doesn't look like it because I've just recently finished building 3 of these bad boys, so I mostly just have these empty sprues on me now. But if you can see right here, is it focusing? There, see? 1999, just in my palm right there. This kit is 26 years old since this master was made, and for 25 years it's being sold, and that's just like an unbelievable statistic for me. And given the fact that just before they posted this, they announced that they're going to redo the drop pod kit, and that's going to come out this year, and now they mentioned this. I have a very strong feeling right now that they are going to update Land Raiders for 11th edition. Like I said, this Godhammer / Phobos variant has been out for 25, 26 years, and we've had the Land Raider Crusader for, well, a shorter amount of time than that. But, the Redeemer came out in 2009, 2010, something like that, and the design hasn't changed, at least not for 40K. They did release a new Land Raider kit for Horus Heresy, but the plastic kit and the resin kit before that, they're based on an older version of the Land Raider. It's the, I believe it's called the Mark II or the Mark II-B version. It's based on that. So in the current iteration, we haven't had a change to how Land Raiders look for so long, 40K, right? Yeah, sure, there've been upgrade kits, like for the Land Raider Terminus Ultra, which is, it has just 5 last cannons, and it's just a machine, and it was for Apocalypse. There's the Siege version, which, the Black Templars came up with, I believe, and, there are so many other versions like the Achilles, and, this Land Raider Helios, with it's an artillery version, and it's just crazy, right? It's been literally the most versatile, even more so than I would say the Rhino chassis. The Land Raider is absolutely hands down the most iconic and best looking tank kit in all of 40K. Not gonna be taking any questions on that. But anyways, like I said, I just finished building 3 of these bad boys. I've had them for almost a year now. Got them from UK, and it's been I really wanted to get these for each of my 3 armies at the time. Now I have 2 more, so I'm oh god, I can't imagine doing that now at this point. No, but yeah. So after this other second jump, I'm gonna show off my Land Raiders, and just I had so much fun building these guys, and I'm just gonna talk about it so much more. So see you after the jump on this one. All right, guys. So welcome back after the jump. As you can see, these are my 3 Godhammer Land Raiders or Land Raider Phobos, and each of them is different. The first one right here, this one is for the White Scars, this one is for the Blood Angels, and this one is for Death Watch. Now, you may ask, Vorian, why do you need so many Land Raiders? You already had 3 Land Raider Crusaders. Why do you need this? And it's just, just for completion's sake, because I want to have these, because I feel that the Land Raider, like I said, Land Raider is the best kit GW has ever made for a tank. You can do so much with it. It has so much engineering on its side, and all of that. It's just amazing stuff. Like, just look at this. Okay, so maybe not that one, because I think that's a little bit stuck. But let's see on this one. See it right there, the engineering. Like right here underneath the tracks, there's a pulley system, or there's a lever system for that lets you do this, and all of these things, they come off so easy. Like this heavy bolter pintle, right? If you look at it, you can model it like that. You can model it all the way down, or just like, a little bit level. You can do that. That's amazing, right? Who doesn't love that? Like, look at this one right here, the Storm Bolter pintle. You can move this thing, like, sure, these are features on the Rhino chassis as well, but it's all magnified on a Land Raider, right? Here, you can build the same thing, but with a crew member, And this one, I've personalized this guy. He's from the Death Watch, so he's got the Death Watch pauldron. He's got a Death Watch helmet, a Death Watch torso from the upgrade kit, and he is a Imperial Fist, because it makes sense to put an Imperial Fist in charge of a Land Raider for Death Watch, or maybe an Iron Hands. But for me, the Imperial Fist bit was closer, so I just went with that. It has the smoke launchers, it has the extra searchlight, the antenna thing, the radar thing, it has a one-shot missile. These accessories can be found on the Rhino chassis as well, but there's just something, more fun about putting all these doodads on a Land Raider. And of course, the biggest thing, and let's hope that, this doesn't blow up in my face right now. Look at this right now. You can model the sponsons, they give you, the engineering is in there to, you can put them up, you can put them down, you can turn them, okay, maybe like that. You can turn them all the way to the back even. That's amazing. It's like, my God, whoever designed the Land Raider, absolute genius of a person. So anyways, I want to take a look at, some things that I did here. As you can see, there are some custom things on all 3. So let's take the White Scars one right now. Okay, so let's take this. So first you'll see that the top hatch on this one, it has a, okay, is that clear? Yeah, there you go. It has a White Scars symbol embossed on it. It has a White Scars doors as well, right here. The armor cowling for the last cannons, that also has them embossed. And that's the same on the other side as well, the same exact deal. So that's the how I market that, this thing is from a White Scars. You can find these 3D printed bits on Etsy. You can find them on, Cults. You can find them on a variety of different places. Other than that, they really help personalize these tanks. And I had never done this before. This is the first time I'm doing this. And my God, does it make a huge difference. Just look at this Blood Angels one right now. I got these doors last year for the Blood Angel one. It's a little plain, but I will add some, some freehand here and there to help spruce it up a little bit. I'm really I'm kicking myself because I didn't think to do more with this. I could certainly have gotten the, the files and everything, but I should have done that. GW used to sell, and I don't know if they still do. GW used to sell, doors and accoutrements like this. I don't think they do anymore. They've cut back on it in recent years for some reason. I don't understand what that is, why that is, because people are crazy for this stuff, man. Like the person I got, this set from, with this version of the symbol, for the top hatch and the armor cowling. The person I got this from, that person does them for a whole bunch of different chapters, even some of the Chaos Space Marine warbands, and it's like pretty much everything that could go on a Space Marine tank, right? I think probably also for the heavy bolter cowling, and so much for Rhino doors, the Rhino chassis doors and everything. It's just absolutely freaking awesome. So here's my Death Watch guy. This is from a different person. The file was free and everything. It looks so good, man. Like I don't have to depend on these vehicle decoration bits from the upgrade sprue that comes from the GW kit. I can just get something like this and voila, really gives it an aura. That's what I love about these tanks. And yeah, they aren't exactly like huge marvels of engineering because, there are some gaps, like you can see, like right here, you can see some gaps. If I press down a little bit, it goes down. This whole top section, it's just one huge piece. And that is one of, the big flaws of the Land Raider is the air gaps that are left when you build it. I use Tamiya light cement while gluing this, so it looks a little bit better than it should be otherwise. But, that's a huge, huge thing that, I can look past all of those flaws because, like I said, it's about the aura, how this damn thing looks on the battlefield. You plop one of these down, discard a bunch of Terminators, looks friggin' badass. One of my most, cherished memories of playing Space Marines is back in like 4th edition or maybe early 5th edition. I was playing a game with a friend who was running Imperial Guard, a whole bunch of tanks screened by his guardsmen and everything, and he was just like sitting in place waiting for me to come to him. And then we were playing on a biggish board, I believe, and we had roads on it for some reason. And just like I'm doing my turn, like it's turn 2, and I realized something. Roads give you extra movement. At least at that time they did. And I asked one of the store employees, it was a Games Workshop store in Glendale Galleria, LA. I asked the guy, do I get movement? Does it like restrict me from doing anything or whatever? He's like, nope. And so my, the Land Raider, I think it was Crusader, it just zooms down the board right up to his lines, turn 2, full movement distance, extra movement from the road. It has the assault ramp, right? The frag launchers. It's like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it was definitely the Crusader. Pops everything, disgorges the Terminators. It's a 5-man assault team with Thunderhammers, I think, or maybe Lightning Claws, I don't remember. But there's 6-man. And there's a Terminator captain in there, for the rerolls. There's a Terminator chaplain in there as well for more rerolls and whatever. And I just decimate the front of his lines. That's that memory has just stuck with me. There's nothing else in Space Marine that allows you to do something so freaking cool. And this is something like I said, I cherish these tanks. I have 3 Crusaders, 1 for each of my main armies, White Scars, Blood Angels, Death Watch. Now I have 3 of these standard Land Raiders, 1 for each of the 3 of those armies. And now I'm entertaining the crazy idea that maybe I should get 2 more. Get a standard Land Raider, grab a Crusader, and maybe also a Redeemer for my Badab Salamanders. Because I want to build, I'm working on a Badab Salamanders army right now. I'm trying to use as much of the plastics as I can. And, it's like, it would suck if I don't have Land Raiders in there, and it's like, the time is probably short on me getting them because I give it until 11th edition launches last year that we have these kits to play with. And I think it's going to go away after that. But I would love to get a standard Land Raider and a Redeemer for the Salamanders. spruce it up with those custom salamanders decorations, the doors, the hatches, and everything, and just decorate the shit out of it, and just paint it all up, and it'll be glorious. I cannot wait to get paint on these guys. As you can see, the Blood Angels one is already primed. I do apologize for how this looks. While I was gluing the tracks, looks like the glue got in with the lever system, so this thing is just stuck in this mode. I could try to fix it, but it would just look horrible. It would be a lot of work, and like I said, it would look horrible. So I don't want to mess with it. Just have it be that, like that, or whatever. But yeah, man, absolutely amazing stuff. And I really want them to do an update to this. Like right now, you have the Land Raider kit, then you have the dual Crusader Redeemer kit. I would love if they bring back, the Land Raider Helios, the Land Raider Achilles, the Command Land Raider. Give us options in the plastic kit, because that is something that Warhammer hobbyists all want. We all want more options. More options is good. It gives people a reason to buy more kits. And if you take options away, people are just gonna buy less. That's just the way of it. Like you look at some of the stuff that's happened over the last few years with the kits that they've redone, and how little you get in those, and it's just like it just sucks, man. So that's why I hope they give us more. And it would be really nice also if they give us chapter specific options in these kits as well. Like you saw in my other video with the drop pod, it has like these small square panels for the different main chapters, like for Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, maybe for the White Scars as well, and Salamanders. I don't know. Like they have those things in there, so they can do that same thing here as well. Like give us a whole new accessory sprue that lets us decorate our tanks, and that thing is gonna have so much cross compatibility, and it's gonna be a huge reason that people go out and buy these kits. And you want people to buy these kits, right? People want to buy, and they want more reasons to buy. So GW, I hope you'll listen and you do the right thing here. So anyways, guys, I think this video has gone on long enough. I do need to get everything edited and working and posted now. So hope you enjoyed this video. And once again, praise the Emperor, worship the Primarch, stay true to your oaths. For the Kagan, for Sanguinius, for the Emperor. Peace out.